What's up, everybody? It's your boy
And
Al.
I'm Erica.
And today we're going to talk about reciprocity.
That's right. Are you giving? Are you receiving? Want to talk about it, babe?
Let's talk about it. If you do for me, I'll do for you.
It's time to settle down. Everybody gather round.
It's the Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about
The
it.
Alan and Erica show.
Conversations now, mixed with love and laughter.
The Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about it. Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, the show.
Babe,
Yeah.
It's an open, not a song.
What? That's what I do.
So what's up, y'all? Today, man, we're going to talk about reciprocity, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a give and take in relationships, man. You know, you do for me, I do for you. You know, 50-50, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
So, yeah.
Sometimes it's 70-30. Depends on the season.
Yeah, well, it should be 50-50. But like
Okay.
you said, sometime during the season, it should be 70-30. Probably sometime like a 60-40. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? Everybody deserves some 50-50 love.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you, babe. You always gonna give us the soundtrack.
Always going to give you some songs, man. Yeah, but we just talking about reciprocity, man. You know, a lot of people don't understand what that means, and it's basically a give and take in a relationship. You know, you give what you get. You can't put money into the ATM and then expect to withdraw if you didn't put anything into it. So you have to, you know, reciprocate.
That's right. And what I meant by sometimes the 70-30, it's always 50-50 to your point. It
Right.
should always feel 50-50. No one should be giving more than the other one
Right.
or receiving more than the other one. But what I meant by 70-30 is that don't look at it in black and white, right? So it's not always the money has to be 50-50. There may be a season where it's 70-30. It doesn't mean that what a person does should always be 50-50 what the other person can do.
Right.
What if they're injured?
Right.
But the love should always be 50-50.
Yeah, it should be
So
50-50.
I think before you can decide whether or not you are receiving or taking is to identify what's important to you and then what's important to your partner.
Yeah, and that's
Because
what
it
love's
might
all
not
about.
be the same.
Yeah, and that's what love's all about, man. I used to like my favorite TV show is The Cosby Show. I mean, I watch the reruns. I love that show, and I love Claire and Claire and Heathcliff's relationship.
Yeah.
And I see that, and I say, wow, man, like that's love right there, and that's how you obtain love in a relationship. And then even after the Cosby Show, I always said I want me a Gina like Martin and Gina. Like Martin and Gina relationship is so dope, because like he's just like a straight thug, and she's like so corporate. It's like Beauty and the Thug, and it mashes. It mashes together, and they both bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's a lot of stuff, and I always say that me and Erica is like Martin and Gina because in the beginning it was a lot of stuff that she didn't know, or things that kind of slid by her, and I would say, oh, you can't do that, and she was like, but why? I'm like, yeah, she's like, why? And I'm like, no, but you can't. It's certain things you just can't do, because she came from a 50-50 household. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, but the good thing is that I didn't come from a 50-50, but she did, and we kind of meshed together to show and to bring that that 100% love.
Yeah.
We always had this one saying that. Remember, we went to the gas station. We was taking my car back to the dealership, and we both pulled up to the gas
Oh,
station.
yes.
Yeah, this is so corny in love. So we
We said, listen, we already, why did we, what? something was wrong with one of our trucks, so they gave us a loaner.
Yeah.
And we were coming to drop the loaner off.
Right.
So I said, don't put too much gas in it because you're only supposed to bring back what what
amount,
they
yeah.
left, right? So
I
we
ain't fill up
said,
the tank, you know what I mean? But
right, but we wanted to put it back where it was, and we
Right.
said, okay, just spend $20 at the gas station. Go.
yeah, so we pulled up to the gas station, and she was like, "Well, I need gas in my car too." So she took our our credit card, put it into both slots, and when we both stopped pumping, it was just the irony of it that mine had 1001
And mine was
hers was
$9.99.
$9.99. So we said, "Wow, we just balanced each other out with
Yes.
that 1 cent," and we just stopped it. And we didn't even know. We just looked at it, and like those little moments right there, just to let you know that God is like really in it and saying this is a 50-50 thing. You really have to pay attention to your partner. Know the stuff that they like, know the things that they don't like, so you can still keep that balance. And I remember it was a time she was washing my feet and lotioning them up and everything, and I was recording it, and I was like,
Oh, you got a full pedicure. That was a full pedicure.
yeah. When was the last time you did it though? Yeah, you ain't cure my pet at none of this.
Oh, he just called me out.
Yeah, I'm Paul Bunyan down here.
Okay,
But,
now I'm not gonna say what
look at her nails though. So she's.
How many times have I offered to make an appointment with you?
I'm not sitting in no store and letting them people touch my feet. You know, you the best manicurist in the world. She the best masseuse.
But I'm back in corporate, remember? When we worked for Just For Us, we had 4 days off that I could give one of those days to you for a pedicure.
Then make
So
time.
how about you want me to make time to give you a pedicure, right?
Yeah.
How about you put me back in that position where I only have to work 3 days a week?
50-50.
Reciprocity.
Boom. Reciprocity.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know what the hell I was saying. Anyway, so I had a.
What you're not gonna do is check me.
We just
okay?
fell down. We lying to the people. We just fell off track. Is it 50-50? Shit. Shit. I mean,
It is. I'm just saying, if you're going to require me to give you a pedicure like I used to do, then you got to put me in that used to do situation.
yeah, but I was getting to that. So
Okay.
anyway, she was doing my feet, and I was recording it. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put this up to show people that my wife does this for me. But then I was like, I can't do that. It ain't feel right. But then it was a time where I was dyeing her hair and washing her hair because she needs somebody to wash her locks and do them, the proper way. And I was like, wow. I said, well, there it is. There's the reciprocity. She do for me. I do for her. She don't cook all the time.
Right.
I cook half
Thank
the
you,
time.
God.
She cooks half the time.
Thank you, God.
Yeah, like she got her specialties. I got my specialties with, I cannot make pasta for some reason. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the pasta.
You can make spaghetti, but seafood pasta, he is not allowed in our house, but that's a whole nother show.
I'm going to get it.
But
get it.
The pedicure and the hair coloring thing is just what I meant. It's reciprocity, but make sure you're able to identify that that's what's happening.
Right.
What your lover gives, well, it might not look like what you're giving. Like what I had to understand quickly is that Alan is a doer.
Doer.
He doesn't give me a lot of words. Not a lot of words, okay? But he's a doer. So if I'm not careful, I will start to feel away because I do use a lot of words. I use a lot of words. Like I bathe him down in words. So while I have not given him a pedicure lately, I do make sure that I continue to build him up, okay? Encourage him, remind him of who he is, whose he is. I'm going to pray you through. I'm going to do all those things. But while I'm giving the words, I can sometimes feel like, dang, he doesn't give me any words, but I have to stop and realize how much he does for me. Like Alan does a lot for me. I may, love him down with words and encourage him and build him up, but he's not going to let me put a drop of gas in my car. I don't even know what side the gas pump is on. I don't even know. I know nothing about gas. He's going to make sure I don't have to do an oil change when he is able, when he's home from the studio and I have to work. My breakfast is done. He helps me get out of the door, like by helping, get my lunch together or my water thermos. Yeah, he's up there with me. And the same thing with him. When he has a shoot, I get up with him. I'm making sure he has his garment bag, all his clothes, everything he needs, directions. So, that's the thing about relationships. It's going to change. And now that he has publicly outed me about not doing his pedicure, the next time we have a show, y'all will hear about his pedicure, okay? But no, life changes, and that's what I meant by sometimes the number changes because life changes. You know, we did used to have more time.
Right.
We did. We used to work out together 4 days a week. We had time to do pedicures. Now our life is not like that. I'm working 6 days a week. His work week is unpredictable. We don't know how many days he's going to be gone or what he's going to be doing or when he's going to be doing it. So
I'm
you
on
have to
call.
learn to adjust. Yeah. That's so true. Like I'm literally married to a person who is on call. And that's dangerous. Like it's very hard to plan trips. It's very hard to plan vacations. We can't do it because we may plan something, and this has happened where we planned something and then he got called for a shoot that was 5 days long. So now what do we do with that? So yeah, relationships, the timing changes. So just make sure you pause and take account of what your partner is doing. If you feel like there's a deficiency or I'm giving out more, just make sure that you're not looking in the same place that you're giving.
Right.
Don't look in the same place that you're giving. Like if you're the word person, then he might not be the word person. But is he loving you in another way? And if you need the words, communicate.
Yeah, I always sometimes, you know, give my words through movie clips or songs.
Yes.
You know, she was like, oh, why you never talk to me, this and that. And I said,
I love how that's how I sound to him.
yeah, she was like, well, you never say nothing to me, this, you never talk to me.
Wow,
And I say,
that's a little higher in
and I
pitch.
say, there's something that I want to say,
Right.
but words sometimes get in the way.
Yes.
I just want to show my feelings for you.
That's our wedding song. And if you listen to the words, it would answer all of my questions. Like literally.
Yeah, and that's why I chose that song, because that's just
Yes.
how I am. Like I have words. I can say some words because sometimes I have these blackout moments where she say I just black out. I'll say yeah, and 4 scores ago and next thing you know,
Yeah, like he'll unlock all my life's
and then I'll
problems and have no recollection
and then
of
I'll
it.
go, yeah, what just happened? and she like, oh, you just had a blackout. I'm like, oh, what did I say? You said
It's
enough.
really good.
It was good. I'm like, all right, bet. Whew. Oh man, I don't know what just happened. I just blacked out.
That's why you got to stay in prayer because God will take over at any moment.
Yeah, and that's the truth. Like sometimes I'll be saying some prolific shit, and I don't know where it came from, but then she'll tell me. I'm like, yo, next time record it so that way I can know. You know what I mean? Because I want to hear it, because maybe it can help me out.
Well, that's what happened with your words of wisdom.
Yeah.
You used to do words of wisdom, like it would start with one word.
Right.
He would say, like, okay, I'm going to record a video just based off of this one word. And then when he finishes recording, he has to listen back to it too. Like, hey, that was pretty good. So sometimes you just got to let go and then hear yourself. But reciprocity is real in relationships.
Right.
Like I said, you want to make sure that one, you know yourself. Like you have to identify what's important to you and what your needs are. And then 2, just make sure that God gives you an eye to see.
Right.
Like really give you an eye to see, because there are a lot of us, and I can only speak for women because I am a woman. There are a lot of us that look at our relationships and say, well, he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that, but you're not noticing what he is doing. And sometimes you don't notice until he leaves. So just make sure you stop and take account. Like, okay, my husband may not give me the words, or he may not give me a card, or he may not, say a whole lot. But let me stop for a second. What does he do? He warms up my car. He makes sure I have breakfast. He makes sure my gas is in the car. He makes sure he does it. Like, make sure you make sure you take account, and yours too. I'm just saying, take into account what they are doing, because otherwise you'll miss it. And like I said, if you take an account and you realize that, hey, your partner does all these things, but you still need the words, then communicate. Just say, like Alan, he teases me because in the beginning of our relationship, he would say, listen, can you just write out a voice?
Do my voice like,
hey, can you just write out a script? You know what I'm saying? Like, just write out a script. Just tell me what you want me to say, because I don't even understand what this is about. Like, you tell me what you want me to say, and then it's all good. Now, I thought he was kidding.
don't sound like that. Well, go ahead.
I thought he was kidding at first, but it was small things because of the way, we were raised. Like, I used to cry right next to him. I mean, women, how you get up every day, you go to work, you go through the motions, you have to be strong. And then one day it just catches up to you. I would be sitting there and just bawling my eyes out. And my husband would be sitting next to me watching the TV like. And I would ask him the next day, like, so did you hear me crying next to you? And he would go, Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
So why didn't you say anything? What did you want me to say?
There's something that I
See,
want
Jesus
to
Christ,
say,
help me. Help me.
but words sometimes get in the way.
But I had to stop and realize that my husband has gone through so many things that no one ever took the time to stop and say, "Are you okay?" Nobody took the time to stop and comfort him and say, "Everything will be okay." So I had to tell my husband, "Babe, when you see me like that, please hold me in your arms and tell me that everything is going to be okay." And this is why I love him, because he's so honest. In the beginning, he would say to me, "But I don't know it's going to be okay." And when he said that to me, I said, "Tell me anyway." And it started that way with just him mimicking those steps. And then eventually it became his own. You know, he started comforting me and adding more words and walking to his own confidence. And now, like I say, he can unlock some mysteries for me and not even realize it or remember it. But yeah, so you just have to communicate to your partner, you know, what you need and how often you need it. Alan, are you good at communicating your needs? Because I just found out on the show that you needed a pedicure and felt some type of way about it. So are you
I wish I
good?
could show you on my feet, but so yeah, I am. But this is the thing. Some guys, and I'm speaking to the fellas out there, sometimes you just need to be a little bit vulnerable to let your woman in so y'all can have that 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times men, they you know, we real brolic.
Yeah.
And I want to let out my feelings and tell my girl that, because what if she leave me and next thing you know she tell the next dude? Like, well, that's the gamble you're going to have to go with, man. But if you do, and show that love, then it's reciprocated back. Then you ain't got to worry about her leaving you and going to some other dude telling all of your business. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially when you young, because a lot of young people be like, man, I ain't doing that for my girl. I ain't doing that. That's corny. That's corny. But dude, at the end of the day, man, that's love, man. And I learned that from her. Like, I learned a lot about love and being loved. And I even had to listen to the Miseducation Lauryn Hill album to know that. I learned from the Miseducation from Erica, you know what I'm saying, Irvin over here. And she probably listened to the album. But
On repeat.
yeah, so you know, and that album right there had a lot of women saying, you know what, I need to do better, you know, at in relationships, and even shout out to like Tank with his songs like maybe I deserve that.
I lived that song out in real life.
Men hated that song, but we understood it, and like a lot of R. Kelly songs, you know, Woman's Worth. Those songs really set into, you know, the man's mind and say, you know, man, I really need to do better because this is my woman. This is my best friend. Like she makes me feel good when I'm down. Now I'm saying like she sucks out my stress. Like, it's crazy, you know. And a lot of men, you know, we really need to, you know, bow down and really thank our backbones, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank our other 50.
Yeah.
You know, because without them, we wouldn't be. Because a lot of our friends, they wouldn't, I mean, they'll be there for you for a while. But then after a while, once they find their 50,
It's over.
You sitting there back at zero trying to find you a 50, and you let your 50 go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
But it's the same thing with women. I
Okay.
gotta say that even when we had the salon in the beginning, before we moved into the actual salon, it was in our home. And I remember I was finishing up a lady's hair, and she was in the dryer, under the dryer rather. And when Alan came into our townhouse at the time, he came to the door. And I was cleaning something, so I didn't hear him come in. Yeah. And anybody who knows me, this happens daily. When my husband comes in the door, I drop everything. I run up to him. I give him a kiss and I say, "Hey, babe, how are you doing? How was your day?" I'm washing my hands and I'm probably going to serve him dinner if it's ready, more than likely. Or if he came in with dinner, I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to prepare his dinner the way he likes it, whether or not it's cutting up something or just putting it on a plate, just something in that way. And I remember I did that for him. And then I finished up my client. And as I was cashing her out, she said, "You taught me something today. I'm 60-something years old, and I have never seen a woman greet her husband like that." She said, "I usually come in with the weight of the world on me." And I say, "Hey," and he say, "Hey." And I said, "Oh, no." My husband is a barber. Do you know how many single women come up in there? Okay, rubbing on these arms, talking, "Can I get Junior an appointment?" No, ma'am, no, Pam. What you will not do.
They used to do that. Rub my arm for
Oh,
a shape up. I get
yes,
you.
and I'm in the bar. Like, ma'am, I can see you. So yeah, you're definitely not coming home to me being like, "Hey, what's up?" No, you gonna remember. Okay, you gonna remember before you leave this house. You gonna remember. I'm gonna leave you in a way that you understand what you missing all day. That's my thing. Okay. Those who know me, I share with you too. Sometimes you got to leave a man with a visual, ladies.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
If you're not ready. If you're not ready to leave for work, by the time he leave, just put on a nice bra and panty, okay? Take your bonnet off. Take your bonnet off now. Take your bonnet just for a minute and say, bye, babe. Have a good day. Do you know what that does
What it
all
do?
day? Well, you can tell the people. It leaves an image in your head all day. So he can remember that. That's what he is coming home to. Yeah. And when he comes home to, I'm greeting him with the very least a hug and a kiss. Mm-hmm. Like, you're definitely getting oh my God, you survived the world and made it back safely to me. So
yeah, and you know, even you know, that's the love side of things, and even you know, the argumentative side of things. You know, even when you argue, you know, you say a lot of things that you don't mean, and a lot of, you know, just evil just comes out in arguments. But me and Erica, we seldom argue. We have disagreements, and they just get loud. It be disagreements. It don't be like, oh, you left the goddamn socks on the guy, and you got it.
Don't
like,
argue over stuff like that. That's so true.
It's stupid. It's you know, it's we argue over like ambition and motivation, and you know, you're better than this. You need to buckle up. Get up off your feet, soldier. Yeah, so it's like,
yes, that's so true.
Yeah, but it's motivation and love, man. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't love her, I wouldn't motivate her to do nothing. I'd be like, well, I don't know about you, you know, because in a lot of relationships, man, you know, men tend to do. They're like, yeah, man, she came to me talking this bull, yeah, man. I'm like, what I'm supposed to do? Like, you're supposed to help her, you know, get out of that mess.
Yeah.
You know, whether, like she told me, whether if it's going to be okay, you know, do that. But he's like, man, I tell her that, she be getting mad. I was like, yeah, but deep down inside, she hear you, man.
Yeah.
She hear you.
And it comes from a lack of confidence, too. Men have to trust. You got to trust yourself, Ben. Like, if you acknowledge God in all that you do and ask him for help, men, hear me. If you ask God for help, say, God, please help me be a husband to my wife, then I need you to trust and walk in that thing. Like, if your wife comes to you and you are her true head and you pray for her every day, God will give you a word to give to us. And let me tell you, it will be powerful. We may not give you the best response in the moment, but Alan's words, they sear sometimes. When I know he's right, they work through my mind all day and through my body until I figure out why. So walk in your power, because you do have power as husbands, and the same thing as wives. Like, we have to be vulnerable too. Don't listen to these single friends telling you what you're not going to deal with. You better remember who your husband is or your partner is when nobody is looking.
Yeah, because then you find yourself starting all over again and trying to learn a new person when you already had the key to code right here.
Yeah. And women and men, you know, you have to remember doing the number one thing to remember during most arguments, who you arguing with. Really, not the words, because there are times we're human. If we get into a disagreement, we're going to say something that we don't mean. And sometimes he'll call me out on it like, girl, you don't mean that. You just mad. Yes, I do. I do. No, you don't. You just mad. Like, stop. You know how powerful that is? Like, and if he says something super hurtful, I have to make the decision. Wait a minute. Now, you know who your husband is. It's the same man that makes sure you don't never do anything. This is the same man that makes sure he take care of you. This is the same man that encourage you and uplift you. Don't forget all of that because he acting crazy. Just give that man a moment. He probably mad because football on and you came here with this bull. Like, just, you know, take a moment. Just take a moment to really remember who you're married to. And it's easier said than done, because a lot of us are walking around with anger that we ain't really dealt with anyway. And we just looking for somebody to make an emotional punching bag. So just take control of your emotions, consider who you're arguing with, and then just remember, like, just remember who they are. Remember who you are, too. Stay grounded in yourself. And that's the best way to...
You remember that one time we was arguing in the car? We was on Kelly Drive, and we was arguing, and you said, what was that word you said? And I said, you lost.
Oh, no, that was in the apartment. I said, I'm tired of you negating my feelings. Yes, because this is what Alan used to do when we first got together. If I would say, Alan, I didn't like the way X, Y, and Z. He'll say, I ain't do no shit like that. I know I ain't do that because I ain't mean it.
Yeah.
And I would say, no, no, no. Or he'll say, oh, it's all right.
You'll get over it.
No, if I bring you something, you don't get to say it's all right. And he would go, but it is all right. No, wait a minute. If I'm saying that I have the issue, then you don't get to say that it's all right. So that's what he was doing. I was bringing him an issue. He said, it's all right. And I said, I'm tired of you negating my feelings. And he was like, I know I ain't do no shit like that because I don't even know what negate means. Boom, argument over. How
And she was
do
like,
you argue with somebody like that?
She just stood there like, and I just went back to them like, click. Yeah, we went on Kelly Drive.
No, we were in the apartment.
Oh, I'm getting
the
that
studio.
confused. Yeah, I'm getting that confused with another argument when she told me to grow up.
Oh, when you were upset about your little Renaissance TV that she was leaving behind here.
Yeah, but
you do have good arguments. That was a good argument.
Yeah, but
wait, can I tell that one?
Hold on, let me go.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but when she said that, you're like, you don't even negate my feeling. I said, negate? You know what that means? So you lost. Boom. And she was like,
Indeed.
Like, and I just went back to, doing what we was doing.
Yeah.
And she just left and was like, wait a minute, did I lose this fight? Is the argument over?
I never had nobody tell me that. He was like, you can't use no word like negate and no argument. How do you come back from that? Like, you sound real dumb being like, no, I'm not playing. Like, just let it go. I laughed so hard and was like, you know what? Forget it.
All
it's
right,
fine.
Go ahead to Renaissance.
Oh, my God. Okay, so y'all, I got to take.
Now, this was on Kelly Drive.
Yes, I got to take y'all on a journey, though, because we went through quite a few legal battles with Alan coming out of his marriage, right?
Yeah.
And so during, anybody who has gone through a divorce, it is hard. It is. You're letting go of things that you never thought that you would let go of, right? So I heard him make the same kind of complaints about, that's how it sounded to me. Like, just him whining
like
about
what
he had to leave. Now, forgive me, because the reason why I had this attitude is because I just did it. I had just done it like a year and a half before. So I knew what it meant. I knew what it meant to choose peace over possessions, right? My attitude is I want my peace. You can have all of that.
Right.
Because I can rebuild it, okay? So I'm trying to be supportive. He's going through it, and I'm trying to be supportive. And he's like, and then I'm going to leave my team, and I'm going to leave, and you want me to just, and I just had to, let him know, okay, so I just want to, make sure I understand this correctly. So you upset about leaving a television that you got from Rent-A-Center. You upset about, sometimes you just got to say the facts. I'm an Aquarius too, hardcore. Right. And that's what I said. He stopped. And he was like, damn, you right. Sometimes you just got to tell the people. I
just want to say.
You can keep whining or we can just deal with the truth of the situation. What exactly are you leaving? Right.
Yeah, but I just want to go back to a couple shows if, y'all keeping up with it. That was the Renaissance TV that I was trying to help build my credit.
Just let it go, dude. So, it didn't build your credit. It ain't worth fighting her over. Let her have that TV. Let her have that TV. Yeah. I was like, hey, we got a television that's fully paid off, okay? And we live in Chestnut Hill. Let it go. Just let it go. Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah.
Reciprocity. You set me straight, I set you straight. That's what we do.
Reciprocity. You give, I give.
Yeah, so take the time to value yourself, value what you put into your relationship and what you're getting out. Ladies and men, please take the time to really evaluate what you're getting out. It's so easy to say, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing... Stop, pause. What are you also getting out? And if you find yourself not getting what you're putting out, let them know first. Mm-hmm. Let them know. And don't talk to nobody who doesn't have a partner. I'm not saying that they can't help, because they can. But just consider they're by themselves. Okay?
For a reason.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying. They
ain't got no rest or reciprocity.
Well, there's that.
Reciprocity.
Before we get into any trouble, do you have any last words for the people?
Any last words for the people is, be kind to your partner. Mm-hmm. Love your partner. Don't argue with your partner. Just have loud disagreements. because arguing, tends to make the eyes red, and and then a whole bunch of things come out, and the truth comes out, But if your truth is that you love them, you say, it's not because I love you.
We keep saying that we're gonna do that. We never do it though.
Yeah, but just be truthful with your partner, and and learn from each other, man. Learn from each other. Learn what they like, what they don't like, so that way you can keep that 50-50 bond, man. And like she said, don't let nobody that's not in a relationship tell you what to do with your relationship. What about you, Erica?
I tried it. I tried it and it didn't work. I really did. After I got married, I was taking advice from somebody who wasn't married, and I literally broke out into hives.
Damn.
I did, because it was yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to touch you that week.
A lot of stuff coming out on this show. My God.
Yeah, 50-50. I didn't want to get the highs. You keep that 50 over there.
You cannot catch up. Anyway.
Anyway,
babe, I'm trying to do the last words.
Go.
So, yes, as he said, be kind to your partner. Take into account everything you're putting in, everything that they're putting out. Communicate if there's a lack. And that's all I got. And I love my husband, and I'm going to give him a pedicure.
We'll see. To get some rest.
As soon as he is able to allow me to work for only 3 days.
Reciprocity.
Until next time, everybody. This is...
I'm Res.
And I'm Reciprocity. Until next time. Bye-bye.
It's Solace.